Two-piece, that subscribe button. You already know how we do, man. Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Salute to everybody in the chat. Iraq, my 5 stars in the building. Money bags, Blaze Biggs. Venezuela Reyes, New York. Shout it out. Alan Chan, what's poppin'? Who else is up in here? Let me see. Abdul Shakur, salute. Radio Rivera, salute. Brian Crawley, salute. That's my dude. Wildlife, what's poppin'? I was just about to call you too. John Smith, salute. Big Hurt, salute. Assassin BX, salute. E-Dog, what's poppin'? Where you been at, Scrap? Tyrone Biggs, salute. South Carolina in the building, his institute, salute. Tevin Joseph, salute. Salute to the Virgin Islands. Oh, that's around my way. Caribbean. Salute. Yeah, man. I don't know how many times I got hit up today, man. I got an iPhone 11, and I think it ain't even taking as many hits as it been getting today. It's crazy. But I just want to say, man, I'm sure everybody should know this, man. But why is everybody trying to cake off the brother Pop Smoke's death? I mean, let the brother rest in peace, man. Salute, Morris Smith. Salute, Shay. Let the brother rest in peace, man. Man. But before I even go into that, I just wanna show y'all something. I want to show y'all something. And this is historically actual fact. You know what I'm saying? This is actual fact. So in the 90s, we had Pac and we had Biggie. And they were both rising stars. I mean, they was already up there, but they was getting even higher than that. Pac is originally from the Bronx. And he moved from the Bronx to Oakland, California with his mom. All right. And then Biggie is from Bedford-Stuyvesant. Both of them got killed in LA. They try to make a story up and say that Pac, because he went out there and he set it on a dude that was gang related. And being that he was from New York, that was supposed to be like a major violation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pac was Vegas. Yeah. But either way, that's all around the same area. Yeah, I got it, Selena. Vegas. Supposedly, Pac felt betrayed by those because of what happened to him in New York, in the studio. Which by the way, for those of y'all don't know, Tut is not charged with no such thing in any shooting of Tupac. I just left Tut. Tut is my man. Just left him. Not too long ago, maybe about a year and change. Almost 2 years, matter of fact. About 2 years ago. Just left him. He's not charged with that crime. Nobody knows what happened in that crime. People make assumptions and say this, that, and the third. And ching ching, they make money off of that. But Pac came to New York, that whatever happened, he went back out to LA. Went back out to LA. He went out there, he got down with Suge Knight. That's a fact, Tyrone Biggs. And he went out there, he did his West Coast. Biggie did his East Coast. Pac got shot in New York first, originally. After that, he bounced, he went back to LA. He went out there, started doing his music. Biggie was still from Brooklyn, stood in Brooklyn, did his thing. New York. They were friends too. Before the divide and conquer, media hype, problem-starving media went and the people behind them too went and started some East Coast, West Coast crap that was actually all for the money. We lost two good people because of this. Two, not one, two. And for years, everybody had a theory about what happened. For years, it became everything. It became everything from people saying that they saw Tupac on the rooftop to people saying that he's on the island somewhere, and so on and so on. It got crazy. This. And I'm talking about there's still times today. But all you got to do is say something about conspiratorial about Tupac and put it up. And you'll probably have 1 million people who's going to watch that. Because it's lucrative. But that's not going to bring Pac back. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to bring him back. KO, I think more Tupac albums dropped when he passed than when he was alive. That's a fact. Salute the chat. I see a bunch of people in the chat. E-Dog. Ladybug. Salute Ladybug. That's Sheena Girl. Venezuela Reyes. The New Death Row. Nah. What I'm saying is this, man. Let's not get it twisted. The territorial thing ended back in about, I believe, the 80s and 70s. It got resurrected in the 90s for a year, maybe two. And then it died back out again. But see, what happens is that when people see a certain situation can be lucrative, they're displaying that they actually don't even care about the individuals. They care about the monetary benefit that they're gonna get. Every time, like when I was watching earlier, I was watching and I saw something. I was watching a podcast. I forgot who that dude was. I was watching a podcast, and I saw he was talking about something about with Pop Smoke, and East Coast, West Coast, and I'm saying to myself, I'm saying, oh no, nah. That's a dub. We don't do that. There is no East Coast, West Coast beef. That's not happening. That's not gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, let's get even more deeper. When New York and DC, New York and DC, they didn't have beef. They didn't have resent towards each other until Alpo went over there and told on Wayne Perry. Before that, if Alpo laid somebody down in DC, the DC dudes wasn't saying, oh, he from New York. Now we got to go to New York and body a dude from New York. Nah. They was in the game, and that's what happens when you're in the game. So there was never no beef until Poe went and did the other thing. When Poe did the other thing, that's when now to this day, New York and DC don't get along like that. And I tell you straight up, because I was in the pen, and New York dudes and DC dudes don't get along like that because of that situation. Because Wayne Perry was a known dude over there in DC. New York always was good in DC. Same thing if a DC comes down here and lays something down, ain't nobody gonna be like, yo, someone's from DC, oh, we gotta go to DC and lay something down. Right? When you're in the game, things happen, yo. That's how it is. When you're in the game, things happen. If y'all seen Paid in Full, that gave you the history right there. I'm not talking about like the some of the events, because Poe is saying that some of those events ain't true, and I'm not gonna take away from what he's saying, because at the end of the day, there's always two sides from the story, and if you ain't see it, whichever side you take is only through judgment, because you ain't see it. So I won't go against him and say that Paid in Full is not accurate. I'm going to say that the example in Paid Full gives you the history, because it is a fact. It gives you the history of how New York and DC started going at it. Now I know about that, New York, but I'm talking about they New York and DC always had a history from back then because of what happened back then. Wayne Perry was the man. Wayne Perry was the man in DC. Now the reason I'm saying that is because now, for example, if I go to Detroit, Michigan, and I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm doing my thing, I'm robbing, I'm doing whatever I want to do, because I'm in the game. I'm living that life. Facts, KO. I'm living that life. So if I'm living that life, you know what that means, right? these repercussions behind the things that I do. If you live that life, there's repercussions behind the things that you do. You can't go back and say, yo, I choose my ending. Your ending is already chosen for you when you get in the game. It's only a matter of time. So shout out to the West Coast, man. I'm saying I would never sit here and say that because my man got killed in the West Coast. It's an East Coast, West Coast thing. Hell no, I'm not saying nothing like that. Now, whoever's responsible for whatever happened to my man, well, I can't even talk about that either. But y'all see the thumbnail on my joint. I'm sure that speaks a lot. The worst thing that we can do while we on stage is act out ignorism. The worst thing you can do is act out ignorism. Meaning, some people go on stage to sing. Some people go on stage to play an instrument. Some people go up on stage to dance. But then you got some people that get on stage and they talking crazy. And what makes it even worse is the ones who will sit there and follow like a bunch of dumb doges. His institute, the whole point of being in the gang is so your homies can have your back in war. Nah, it's brotherly love. That's what it's about. Your homie, that's not something you ask. That's something that it's expected. When somebody doesn't have your back, that's not your homie. So there ain't no love there. So they can't be gang. Because gang, whether the legal version or the watered down version, gang is just a group of people who agree on one thing. And they build a familiarity and a structure around that ideal. That's what a gang is, period. So if me, Joe, Schmo, Mo, and Larry, if we decide that all of us like Lucky Charms, anybody that violate the box of Lucky Charms, we going ham on them. Something like that. A movement. It's a movement. People agree and they move to establish their agreement. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember that we have a lot of kids out there. And a lot of these kids don't have direction because they're in single parent homes. A lot of kids are either with the moms or the pops. The moms got to go to work to support the kid so that they can have a house over their head and food on the table. Therefore, the mother doesn't have that much time to really be an influence in the child's life because she's always working and gets to see the child for a limited amount of time. Therefore, when the child is out on the street, the child looks at the person that they're with most of the time, or a person that they fear, or a person that they look up to. That person that they look up to gains more control of the child because it spends more time. The child ends up learning from that person. And then that child's movements is basically from that person. So you got to look at it and say to yourself, like, hold up, time out. If I say this, that, and the third, this little kid might spread that around. I might start something that, you know what? I might start something that's going to cost lives. I might start something that costs lives, not knowing that it's a regular thing, bro. You know how many people I done seen die? I done seen a lot of people die. I looked at them, I saluted them, and then I kept it moving. Not saying that I ain't have no love for them or respect for them, but I kept it moving. I kept it moving, y'all. At the end of the day, we don't want these kids to think that it's gonna be some type of an internet formulated or media formulated drama. Because that's all that's happening. When I saw earlier today on that podcast, I was like, what? Why would you eat? Why would so hold up. So your podcast must be the podcast that's gonna get most of the heat. Because when that goes to the radio stations out there in California and responses start coming back, it's going right to that podcast that put that out there. Like, I don't know if it's just that people don't think, or it's just that people don't care about thinking when it comes to fame and fortune. I don't know. That's like going to the supermarket and trying to decide what you want to drink, yo. My thing is this, yo. We all got to respect the fact that when we in the game, there's results in the game, bro. There's results in the game. That's the way it goes. The people that needs to be blamed is not the region of where it happened. The people that need to be blamed were the people around them. Who's holding them down? That's who you should be mad at. That's who you should be looking at like, hold on. Not whoever did it from over there. What? Huh? You look in the wrong direction, bro. You gotta look in the direction of the umbrella that was around him. How you get caught slipping like that? You know what I'm saying? My thing is this, man. Y'all already know, man. I don't be up here no freestyling. I don't no freestyling over here. My shit is straight. Excuse me for cursing. My thing is straight like this, man. I'm gonna give it to you like how I want to give it to you. Whoever don't like it, that's just the way it is. I don't care about that. Those are your feelings, not mine. All I'm trying to say is this, man. Some people just do things that don't take in consideration that there are other people's lives that you can put in jeopardy because of the message you're sending out. Some people don't look at demographics, man. When you playing chess, you gotta look at every single square on that board, yo. Unless you playing checkers, you just trying to jump and triple jump. You can't triple jump and all that in chess. That's the wrong game. You can't do all that on chess. In chess, you gotta know how to move those pieces. You gotta know what you're gonna sacrifice and what you're not. Tyrone Biggs said money, fame, and streets don't mix. That is a fact, yo. They don't. You gotta choose, bro. You gotta make that decision. Because you might say that you want to do the right thing, but your influence around you ain't gonna respect you if you're doing the right thing. They're gonna look down on you because you're doing the right thing, and they're gonna hate on you. That's what's gonna happen. I said it the other day. A lot of people ain't your friend, bro. Because some people can't stand to see you rise. They can't stand to see you because you're doing it in their face. You're succeeding in somebody's face, my dude. If he's your real friend, he has no type of hatred whatsoever. But that is rare in this world, yo. That's rare. You can have 1 million people. 98% of them is all followers. 2% of them is your people. Salute, Luke's on fire. How about that one? So how about that one? So when you don't take in consideration, the lives at stake, when you go and you try to formulate a movement under illegal terms, if you get what I'm saying, then you're in violation, yo. You gonna tell me that a kid that's like 12, 13, 14 ain't gonna go in school because of the ignorant stuff that they hear on the radio? Ain't gonna go in school and one day come out his mouth to a kid that moved out there, probably from New York, and then that kid's gonna have some problem with that kid, and then it's gonna grow. Facts, John Woo. That is such John Woo. John Woo be knowing his shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here to send a message like this, man. Shout out to the West Coast, bro. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. My condolences to the family. My condolences to the family. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we can't take a situation as much as it may hurt. We can't take a situation that's actually ordinary for us, not for those close. No, for us. I don't know. The first time I seen death was I think I was about 13 years old. This dude yapped the dude chain on the corner. And after that, something happened. And the moms took me to the hospital because I was cool with son. She took me to the hospital, and someone's laying there with tubes all in his mouth, ears, everywhere. And when I was looking at him, I was like, got caught slipping, yo. When I came out of there, I never went to go see another person in the hospital again. That's one of the reasons why I didn't go see Quell when Quell was in the hospital. Because I don't ever want to see another person in that situation, whether they're going to come out of it or not. And I saw mad dudes drop, get laid down right next to me. Bang! Oh, it's lit. But I tell you what, I had that understanding though. You know what my understanding was? My understanding was we in the game, bro. If we stay in the game, we getting closer to the result that we know is the result from the game. We know the result of the game, bro. When we get in it. The theory of the devil, he wants your soul. So he give you whatever you want. But in return, you got to give him your soul. So before you do the contract with the devil, he's telling you, you're going to live good, but I got your soul. That's a fact. Ooh, hold up. I got to pin that one. On some G, let's be on some G stuff here. You ain't gotta be playing these games. Let's be on some straight G. Would it be worth it to try to label it a state to state thing? Salute, Butch. Worse, Butch? I didn't even know that. Oh, okay. Salute Joseph. Salute Joseph Kaufman. Appreciate you, bro. So if the soul's telling you, if the devil is telling you you're gonna live good, you're gonna prosper, you're gonna do your thing, but your soul is mine. You already know the result before you make the deal. That's a fact. You can't expect the good, bro, without getting dirty when shit get ugly. That's a fact, Big Mac. Survival of the fittest, only the strong survive. Because if you're in that game, you're in that game, bro. Believe me. That's why we have choices in life, man. We either going this way or we going that way. We can't go down the middle because it goes nowhere. We gotta have direction. So we gotta choose. Facts, Alan Chang. It's a fact. That's the way it is, bro. He had a feeling the devil was talking to his soul. Who had a feeling the devil was talking to his soul? I want to know that one. John Woo said, it's funny and sad hearing people trying to label it coast against coast because they're not even going to be the ones on Front Street. That's a fact. That's a fact. The radios are going to make money because ain't nobody going to go after the radios. The people that doing podcasts, it depends. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Because I never seen that podcast. I mean, did I see it? Nah, today was the first time I seen that individual's podcast. At least since I've been home, I've never been on that podcast. When I got it in my DM, I was just like, huh? Where is this at? Who's this? It's a light-skinned dude. Front Street is fronting though. Yeah. They say that Abraham Lincoln emancipated the slaves. Did he really emancipate the slaves? Or did Abraham Lincoln say, you know what? How about we emancipate the slaves? Now we got more manpower and put them in the front. How about that? Is that emancipation? Or is that a strategy? You tell me. Is that emancipation or is that strategy? Yeah, it was passed on to Lincoln. He's the one that did it. Yeah. Brian Crawley, he said, just think about East versus West Coast beef with the emergence of drill music, big money to be made off deaths. But that's what it's going to cause, deaths. going to cause deaths, man. And other people are going to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get their little cake off of it. And then dudes are going to be getting laid down, assaulted, and all types of stuff is going to start happening. That's what Roosevelt did in Puerto Rico. He made Puerto Rico citizens so he can send 65,000 Puerto Ricans to war. It's a fact. Some strategies never change, J.E. Moneybags. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times it ain't what people tell you. You got to look at the agenda of why they telling you what they tell you. I don't just sit here and listen to what a person is saying. Because in the back of my mind, I'm saying, why is he telling me that? Because if I sit here and just be like, yeah, for real, then I might as well just turn around and let him put his hand in my back, move me around. What the people need to be, and I'm talking about all types of people, all ages, all races, man. They need to be better leaders than followers. That's the problem. See, when I went to school and I saw a bully, that's who I wanted to get. The bully. I always wanted to get the bully. Because I knew once I get the bully, I'm good. So I schemed on the bully all the time. I schemed on him. It didn't matter what race, color, size, texture, haircut. It didn't matter none of that. I don't care about that. If you was the bully, I'm scheming on you. I'm going to get you after school. I'm going to get you. My mom used to be tight as hell. My mom used to be like, what? He's suspended again. But when she used to walk in the office and see the other dude that I had to fight with, she used to be like, hold up. You telling me that my son, look at his face, all pretty, my little baby, had a fight with this monster-looking kid? And you're going to say that my son needs to be suspended? But she was just holding me down because I schemed on the bully, bro. I schemed on the bully. Salute, April D. Appreciate you. Salute, April D. That's a fact, happily married. People quick to jump on the bandwagon, straight up puppets, being played by a puppet master. That's what I'm saying. There's too many followers. It's too many followers, yo. Way too many followers, yo. Don't let nobody lead you astray, bro. Because at the end of the day, you're just as liable, yo. You're just as liable. Divide and conquer is not us. That ain't brotherly love. If we lose a brother, We say our prayers, we pay our respect, and we let them rest in peace. We don't go off and throw seasoning on a tombstone. And then create more situations like that. Or for what? Or for what? Media hype? Come on, bro. To show you how far I'm off this thing, man. I went and saw Harley Quinn this week. Today I had a sensational meal at a restaurant. I took a walk by the lake today. I got in tune with nature, the air, and I was in the courtroom today representing myself. See, but when I look at my phone, I'm like, when you're out in your peaceful zone, you can always go into YouTube and find the propaganda. You can find all the confusion, all the hate. You find it all when you, and I'm not saying YouTube, excuse me, I'm going to correct myself. On the net, not YouTube, no, not YouTube. On the net. Because that's what happened. That's how what people do is they don't think but for themselves. And if you follow a person that only thinks about himself, then what are you worth? You ain't worth nothing. What are you worth? What you gonna say? That you tough? You gonna say that you ain't scared? You gonna say that what? You do this, that, and the third? I'm yawning. Anytime I hear that tough talk, that I call it Bogart music. That's what that is, called Bogart music. Anytime I hear that tough stuff, I call it Bogart music. I start yawning. I fall asleep. Because at the end of the day, it's about love now. Love, that's a different story. Love is exciting. It feels good. You get more done. You're happier. When you're hating, you get so consumed in your own hate that you don't know that you exploit hatred. And for the Walking Dead, who like Bogart music, for the Walking Dead that like Bogart music, don't ever forget that you Walking Dead. You got no direction. You're the type that couldn't be with me back then or now. You can't be. I don't like yes men. I don't like dudes that I say, yo, go jump off that bridge and you do a swan dive off that joint. Get out of here, man. I don't want you around me. Because the minute I go down, you're gonna go look for somebody else's pickup truck to jump in the back. Come on, bro. Woo! Lucifer Brim, not 5'9". Oh, whoa, whoa. Pin move. Pin time. Look at that. Hate and negative thoughts become a mental hinder and keep you from moving at your full potential. That is so. That's 100%. 110% correct. Because at the end of the day, like I said, man, a lot of people are their own demise. Some people are think that they chess players and they really not chess players, man. They still on the beginning stages of the chessboard. It took me years to master the game of chess, man. I learned it in one day, but it took me years to master it. And one day I learned how to move the pieces, but it took me years to be able to win, knowing how to counter. That's how life is. It takes time. It takes time for you to get where you got to get to. You can't rush it. You're going to get there. Easy. Don't try to climb the mountain so high and so fast and kick your man in the head who's right behind you trying to climb up too. Instead of kicking him in the head, reach down and grab his hand and help him get up the mountain with you. How about that? Is that hard to do? Facts, Lucifer. I see you, Lucifer, bro. Facts, D Nice. That's how life is, man. See, people might say, yo, Cat, your demeanor is different today. You know why? You don't see my background? That's a haunted house. And you see around me? That's fog. I went from the light side. Now I got to come into the dark side and stop the monsters from leaving the house behind me and try to get to the light side to cause more darkness. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm in front of the haunted house. You see the fog around me? I had to leave the light side and come to the dark side. Because if I don't come to the dark side and put a stop to the monsters trying to leave that house to go over to the light side so that the darkness could go and have more land, I'll be a damn fool, man. Facts, that Sheena girl. It's a fact. So you already know that I'm gonna be on different time now because now I'm in the dark side. And y'all already know my rule. My rule of survival has always been the same and it won't ever change. In order to survive trials and tribulations in the darkness, you gotta be more worse than your enemy. That's how you conquer the darkness. You got to be worse than the darkness. Make the darkness push you back out and say, all right, cool, cool. And you go back to the light side. Because let me tell you something, man. I'll be dag. I can't say the word I want to say. If I just sit here and some kid in school or some kid in the street listen to the Poison, and the next thing you know, we got beef now. Nah, I don't do those, you heard? I don't do those. Nah. You can be the light in the dark and push the dark away. 99 attributes into 10. That's a fact. That's my whole metaphor. No song Campbell, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I heard him the other day. The other thing about Pistol Pete, now I don't agree with him on that one, but everything else he said, I told it, I kept it real. It had me taking it back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my thing is salute Tony Starks. But my thing is simple. It's all love, yo. It's all love. We can't take a situation that happened in how you say it? Because a lot of people will be like this. Yeah, I hope he talks about that, and the Sons peoples take that the wrong way. There's nothing to take the wrong way. I send my salute and my respect and everything to the brother. I'm not saying nothing bad about the brother. What I'm saying is dudes is taking that and running with it and trying to make it a lucrative event, not knowing that they jeopardizing the lives of others. So of course I'm gonna come and I'm gonna say something. Of course I am. Because at the end of the day, if I don't, then what good would I be? Wildlife, as always, dropping jewels. You know what I'm saying? The main thing that we gotta promote, is love. Those who don't like it, go somewhere else and hate. But I'll tell you one thing, the more you hate, the more your days is numbered. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like this. When you be in the joint and you claiming something, you're gonna have people from all over the United States that's in there that's claiming the same thing. So imagine if you start beefing and making a state thing, then what are you gonna say to your brothers that come from over there, you're gonna say they're not your brothers because they're not from over here? Like what? That don't make no sense. Don't make no sense, yo. We can't take something that happens every day to every class of race and make it a lucrative event that will jeopardize the lives of others. Because the only thing that's gonna happen is the soul of that brother, he gonna curse y'all out. He gonna be like, yo, what y'all doing, man? What y'all doing? Everything nowadays is gonna become a conspiracy, man. I saw people with conspiracy charges, and when I read how they put together the conspiracy charges, I was bugging out. Like, what? And that's correct, Brian Crawley. I was, you know what? I was telling that to Ladybug about maybe about a month ago because I wanted to watch the movie, but she said she saw it. But that's a fact. Kenneth Walker, that's a fact. When you grown, you think like a man. And yes, there's some confusion or miss, but love and that all that needs to be known. That's a fact. New York City, as much violence and whatever happens here, man, there's still a lot of love here too, man. Same way in California, they got violence out there, but there's still a lot of love out there too. Same way in UK, everywhere there's love everywhere. Five five borough board. I see that. I see that. Market is eating less by their own five states. He came through on some Donald Trump shit, but what a man nowadays is corrupt. Why I say what? New York, New York. Hmm. Facts. Nah, I didn't get to see Kobe's memorial. Is it on YouTube? Who was that, Alan Chad? Yo, Alan Chad. Hey, yo, Alan Chad be off the meat rack sometime. Hey, yo, that's a fact. They were populated. That's why I say. That's why. That's why I say. When New York, New York, New York, he said, well, I didn't understand what he was talking about. But 5 boroughs ain't gonna be enough, J.E. You're gonna need a borough. I want a borough for myself. I'll visit everybody else. You heard? But like I was saying, man, you know, which borough? I'll take Queens because Queens is mad big. And they got less projects. I've been living in projects my whole life, man. I like houses now. I'm on my house. Matter of fact, I don't even like normal houses like the ones in Queens. My house gotta have a lake near it, and it's gotta have tall trees and wilderness. I need all that. I don't want to be in the elevator and all that other stuff and have to go down and up. And I gotta see a million people in it just to get from the door to the train. Nah, I'm good. That's a fact. Kenneth Walker, black and brown love always. He moved to Florida, maybe Miami.
That's up the woods. To go where the gators are.
Cause I go, I only because of the raves.
Heard what you said.
only because of the raves, y'all. But listen, man, I just want everybody to know, man, that there is no East Coast, West Coast beef. We don't do that. And when certain things happen, man, they happen, and condolences and everything. But you know what I'm saying? Let's be aware that for everything there's a reason. Oh, yeah, because they make conspiracies out of everything, New York, New York. They made Pac's death a conspiracy. They made Biggie's death a conspiracy. They made, and when I say conspiracy, it's like some people were saying, oh, who was that? Wasn't that the dude from Junior Mafia? He said he saw Tupac on the roof or something crazy. I was like, what? I read in a magazine where they said Tupac didn't get killed, that he went to Cuba with Asada Shakur. I mean, man, I was reading so much. Yo, they take a person's death that got a little bit of popularity and they just run with it. Everybody's saying, yo, we all gonna cake off son now, because when someone's alive, he wasn't giving us no bread. So now that he's dead, we're gonna start to get paid off his death. You ever think about that? You ever think about a lot of people, he wasn't going to pay as many people as feel a certain way about what happened to that brother, and as many people that say that they wish this, that, and the third, he wasn't giving none of them no bread. He wasn't giving none of them no bread. Now, everybody gonna come for a piece. It's like a dude went to commissary. All the broke dudes went to commissary to get a soap. The dude that got money went to commissary and he got bags. The broke dude goes up to the dude that got commissary. He cuts his bag. All his commissary goes on the floor. Everybody that's in there starts picking an item. That's exactly what's going on right now. Somebody cut the commissary bag, or is trying to cut the commissary bag, all the commissary fell on the floor, and now all the hyenas is coming to take a piece. Oh, I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that. That's a fact, Alan Chan, free for all. Because now that the brother's gone, now anybody's gonna have some type of conspiratorial thing to say about him. Everybody's gonna use him as a motive that is only because they see the lucrativeness of it. That's what they're doing. Facts. Scavengers. Yeah, that's what they are, scavengers. But yo, man, I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, man, you know what I'm saying, I'll kick it with everybody. If you from the West Coast up in here, man, salute to the West Coast. Ain't nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? And always remember, man, we about love over here. You know what I'm saying? We not about hate, separatism, and none of that. That's not brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? Wildlife talking about that Southport place. I see you, Wildlife. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that that's what we express. That's what we promote. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we Spartans, bro. It don't matter who we go against. We going against them. But if there's people that only got nothing but love, then you know what I'm saying, we embrace them. We don't transgress against them, man. So salute to all the 50 states. Salute the UK and salute everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it around here. And with that, for that, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Y'all ready? Check this out.